Hello, young explorers. Welcome back to our exciting journey through the wonders of science and nature. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible world of coral reefs, which are an essential part of our ecosystem. Are you ready to explore? Before we dive into the coral reef, let's talk about ecosystems. An ecosystem is like a big puzzle where all living things, like plants and animals, work together with their non-living surroundings, such as water, rocks, and sunlight. It's a delicate balance. Here's a question for you. Can you think of an ecosystem near where you live? What are some living and non-living things in that ecosystem? An ecosystem is like a big community of living and non-living things that interact with each other in a certain area. Let's talk about a forest ecosystem, since that's a common one. Imagine a forest near where you live. In this forest, there are many living things like trees, plants, animals, insects, and birds. The trees and plants are living things because they grow, reproduce, and need sunlight, water, and soil to survive. They provide shelter and food for animals like squirrels, deer, rabbits, and birds. Animals are an important part of this ecosystem too. Some eat plants, some eat other animals, and some help plants by spreading their seeds. For example, squirrels eat nuts and help plants grow by spreading the seeds when they bury them. Birds like robins and sparrows build nests in the trees and eat insects. Insects are also a big part of this ecosystem. They help with pollination, where they carry pollen from one flower to another, helping plants make new seeds. Bees, butterflies, and ants are some of the insects you might find in a forest. Now let's talk about non-living things in this forest. Non-living things include sunlight, air, water, rocks, and soil. Sunlight provides energy for plants to make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Air is essential for animals and plants to breathe. Water is crucial for all life in the forest. Plants, animals, and insects need it to survive. Rocks and soil are important for providing structure and nutrients for plants. All these living and non-living things in the forest work together in a delicate balance, and they make up a wonderful ecosystem. It's like a big team where everyone has a role to play, and they all rely on each other to keep the forest healthy and thriving. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most incredible ecosystems on our planet, coral reefs. Coral reefs are like underwater cities filled with colorful inhabitants. They're found in warm, tropical oceans. Do you know why coral reefs are so important to our planet? Take a moment to think about it. Well, coral reefs are essential for several reasons. First, they are biodiversity hotspots. That means they're home to thousands of different species, from fish to tiny creatures. It's like a bustling underwater neighborhood. Can you guess why so many species choose to live in coral reefs? What might make coral reefs a perfect home for them? Absolutely. Coral reefs are like bustling cities underwater, and many species love to live there for some excellent reasons. First, coral reefs are like underwater apartment complexes with lots of nooks and crannies. The hard coral structures provide shelter and safe hiding places for all sorts of marine creatures. Fish, crabs, shrimps, and many others can find protection from bigger predators among the coral branches and crevices. Second, coral reefs are like fancy restaurants. They have an abundance of food. Coral reefs are like a buffet offering a variety of tasty treats for different creatures. Algae, plankton, and even smaller fish live in and around the reefs, providing a delicious meal for many of the reef's inhabitants. Third, the water in coral reefs is like a luxurious spa. It's warm, clear, and full of oxygen. The tropical waters where coral reefs thrive provide the perfect conditions for many species to live and grow happily. Lastly, coral reefs are like a bustling neighborhood. There's a lot of interaction and cooperation among the residents. Fish and other creatures communicate and work together for protection, finding food, and even cleaning each other. In a nutshell, coral reefs are like underwater mansions with a built-in buffet, spa, and a friendly neighborhood, making them an ideal home for so many different marine species. Now, let's dive into the science behind coral reefs. Corals are actually tiny animals called polyps. They build hard skeletons around themselves, creating the beautiful structures we see. What do you think corals need to grow? Hint: it's something related to the sun. Corals are like underwater plants, and just like plants, they need something from the sun to grow. It's called sunlight. Sunlight is super important for corals to grow and stay healthy. Corals have tiny, colorful plants living inside them, called algae. These algae need sunlight to make food through a process called photosynthesis. The corals and algae have a special partnership. The corals provide a safe home for the algae, and in return, the algae share some of the food they make with the corals. When corals get plenty of sunlight, the algae can make lots of food, and this helps the corals grow and build their hard skeletons. These skeletons are what make up the beautiful coral reefs we see underwater. So, sunlight is like a magical ingredient that helps corals grow and create the stunning coral reefs we love to explore. Scientists use technology to study coral reefs. They use underwater robots and cameras to explore and monitor them. They even use satellite images from space. How do you think technology helps scientists understand and protect coral reefs? Can you think of any other ways technology might be used to study the ocean? Some scientists are like coral doctors. They use engineering skills to create structures that can help damaged reefs recover. It's like giving them a helping hand. What kind of structures do you think engineers could create to help coral reefs? How might this benefit the entire ecosystem? Technology is like a superhero for scientists studying coral reefs. It helps them understand and protect these amazing underwater worlds in many cool ways. Firstly, underwater robots and cameras are like the explorers of the deep sea. They can go where humans can't and take pictures and videos of coral reefs. Scientists can watch these images to understand the health of the corals and see if they're growing well or need help. Satellite images from space are like magic eyes in the sky. They help scientists see the big picture of coral reefs across the world. From way up high, they can track changes in the sea temperature and pollution levels that can affect coral reefs. Now, let's talk about the coral doctors who are actually scientists and engineers. They're like underwater architects. They use their skills to design special structures that can help damaged reefs recover. Some structures are like coral hotels, providing a safe place for baby corals to grow. Others are like coral bridges, helping corals spread and grow together. These structures can benefit the whole ecosystem. When damaged reefs recover, they become homes for many sea creatures again. More fish, turtles, and other marine life return, creating a balanced and healthy ecosystem. It's like giving nature a helping hand to keep everything in harmony. So, with the power of technology and the skills of engineers, we're superheroes for coral reefs, working to protect and restore their beauty and balance in our oceans. Math is crucial in understanding coral growth patterns. Scientists use math to predict how fast corals grow and how they'll be affected by changes in the environment. Why do you think it's important to use math when studying coral reefs? How can math help us protect them better? ATH is like a secret code that helps scientists understand coral reefs and protect them better. Here's why it's so important. Predicting growth. Math helps scientists predict how fast corals will grow. They can use math to figure out things like how big a coral will be in a year or how long it takes for a coral to reach a certain size. This helps them plan for the future of coral reefs. Understanding changes. Math also helps scientists see how corals respond to changes in their environment. For example, if the water gets warmer due to climate change, math can help predict how corals might react and whether they'll be okay or need help. Planning conservation. Math is like a superhero sidekick for scientists when they plan how to protect coral reefs. By using math, they can decide which areas need protection the most and which conservation efforts will be the most effective. Saving time and resources. Coral reefs are vast and complicated. Without math, it would take a very long time to study them and figure out how to keep them healthy. Math helps scientists use their time and resources wisely. So, math is like a special tool that scientists use to unlock the secrets of coral reefs and make smart choices to keep them safe and beautiful for the future. Explorers, we've just scratched the surface of the incredible world of coral reefs. Remember, coral reefs are not only beautiful but also vital to our planet's health. They're like underwater treasure troves of life. Before we go, I want you to think about this. What can we do to protect coral reefs, even if we don't live near the ocean? Thank you for joining me on this fantastic journey through the coral reef ecosystem. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop being curious. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video to spread knowledge and fun. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.